Colin, I refuse to accept that was you as the penguin. They keep telling me it was you. I don't believe it. I looked into your eyes. I couldn't tell. That is a transformation like any transformation I've ever seen before. Is that how you felt when you saw yourself for the first time in full makeup with the grill, the gold teeth?
Yeah, the whole thing. Yeah, the first time we did it in a studio here in Burbank, Warner Brothers, in an empty, huge, big empty stage, and we had a little office within that stage. And Mike Marino, the makeup artist who designed Oz and his team, there was about 10 of us there that day, and we took 6 to 8 hours just putting in the teeth for the first time, the face for the first time, the wig, the bodysuit, the whole thing. And it was really powerful. It was really powerful, and it was really fun, and it just sparked my imagination and continued to every day that I went to work. I just felt like I had such license to inhabit a character in a way that I had never been given such carte blanche before, you know? But I could see very little of myself. You know,
Yeah.
like if I looked in the mirror and talked to myself in my own accent, it would be more unnerving than if I assumed the dialect and the behavior and that all made sense. My accent, and when my kid saw me for the first time, he was utterly horrified.
He couldn't have, he didn't believe it.
He was,
there's no way.
it's so lovely. I have it on iPhone. He was horrified and excited, but it took a minute, you know?
Sure.
I'm not trying to get in your business, but you should put that out there. That's actually a very funny video. I mean,
Not in a million years. Not in a million years. You're talking to someone who doesn't have Twitter, Instagram, never will. Not that I'm above it all. It's just not me. Never.
No judgment here. No
I
judgment
know.
here.
No, I know.
Good for you.
And then, John, for you, I think it's interesting because there's a little less known about your character than the penguin. So did that give you the freedom to take a little bit more fun, with him and do your own thing and really have your own interpretation?
I just went back to the Frank Miller comics because that's what Matt Reeves was interested in, the year one and the last Halloween. And I saw all the influences that Frank Miller had, from The Godfather and the book of The Godfather. And we kind of, settled on this guy who's been in power for a long time and is the man behind the curtain, and is, in control of the politicians. And it's like those people who are behind politicians now with all the big money. They control, the parties in our country. So that was really interesting. And, we found the kind of look from the comic, and then we added to that too. And Matt was really interested in the nuance of their relationships with the Wayne family and with Selima too. And so I had a really good time working on it. And I too did not recognize Colin. And when I did talk to Colin up close, it was sort of an out-of-body experience. I don't know Colin, but I know Colin as an actor, and I was like, wow, he reminded me of people that I knew in real life, actually, that look like that.
That's what one of my friends from New York
and
said.
particularly his ears. Didn't you have hair on your ears?
That was actually mine, John.
No, but it was strange. It was strange.
No,
So we were trying to get to know each
detail.
other.
Yeah.
I loved it.
John, it was a voiceover. I'm convinced it was just a voiceover.
As his lawyer, no, I'm going to say,
As his
don't
lawyer.
speak anymore, Colin.
I'll plead the fifth. I'm saying nothing.
For our audience, Colin, for you, how does your penguin differ from the ones from the past that we've seen?
I don't know how it differs from the ones. I mean, I loved Burgess Meredith in the TV show. Adam West as Batman, and I loved Danny DeVito and Tim Burton's Batman, and so I don't know how it differs. It's very grounded. Matt Reeves, the writer and director, wanted everything in this film to be relatable, to be kind of recognizable as possible in this physical world that we all share, whether it's the level of corruption or the degree of violence that's prevalent in Gotham at this stage, and also all the characters. They all had to be very believable and it'd be very possible that they existed in a real world, and that was important to him. So, I think we see the Penguin, maybe the difference would be at an earlier stage in his career than we're used to seeing him. Usually the Penguin is established as the Penguin and he embodies that archetype. My guy's not there yet. He's Oz, and he's at the earlier stages of a career that he hopes will continue, and he has great ambitions, but he's nowhere near where he wants to be yet. It's just the start for him.
And then, John, something you said made me think of a question. Did you base Carmine on anybody in particular in the real world?
Well, maybe a couple of
Quality
people.
inspiration.
Maybe a couple of people. Maybe a couple of people. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. You know, you're always stealing, and you know,
Yeah.
it could be one little thing from something, and then something from someone else, and then you're sticking it together and figuring out, you know what it is. But a lot of it is also how the other actors respond to you, and that helps you create your character. You know. And you can't do it in a vacuum in your room, you know.
Sure.
And so it's, and the whole idea that these people are forming, and he already is formed. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, and so that's an interesting dynamic.
John, this was your time to name drop. This was
Name
it.
drop? No, I don't give away my secrets. I'm not going to give away my secrets to anybody.
Thank you for watching. If you want more extra, hit the subscribe button and the bell so you'll never miss a video.